In August, the new Disney Plus CW level show She-Hulk releases, and we only just got our first looks at it a few days ago, and since that trailer released, everyone has been divided on it. Some people think it sounds funny and looks decent, and other people hate it. I personally think that it looks like rushed CGI garbage, but hilariously, the trailer nearly broke the record for most views in the first week because of how bad it is. I have a bunch of different things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So I wanted to start off with this Cosmic Book News article. It's a She-Hulk trailer nearly breaks record because of how bad it is. I mean, this show is getting roasted across the internet already. We don't even get it for a few more months, and a lot of people are hopeful that maybe Marvel will look at it and they'll decide to edit it a bit more. They'll polish up the CGI. I think it's going to take too much time, and they're not going to put that extra effort into it because they'd probably have to delay it, and we know that all they care about is pushing out products even if they're not great. It says the She-Hulk trailer nearly breaks a record for most views, but not because of how good it is, it's because of how bad it is, and everyone wanted to check it out. I mean, this has become a giant meme on the internet already. People are making Shrek jokes, people are making Green Goblin jokes. I mean, there is a wide variety of jokes being spread across the internet, and they're not that positive. It says Tuesday saw the release of the She-Hulk trailer, which netted 78 million views in the first 24 hours, only beaten out by the Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer, which happened to also include a Super Bowl spot, and now we're seeing the view numbers, and it's almost, again, broken views for the first week of being released, but it doesn't quite beat out the other shows, but only being beat out by one single other trailer for Marvel. It definitely isn't good, especially because She-Hulk isn't being viewed because everyone's loving it. The trailer, which features Tatiana in action as Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk, as well as Mark Ruffalo, aka Smart Hulk, also happened to trend #1 on Twitter, where fans immediately compared the CGI to that of the Shrek movies. And this is something that a lot of people dislike, the fact that Mark Ruffalo is in this movie as Hulk, and he looks perfectly fine, but when you look at She-Hulk, she looks terrible compared to the Hulk that we've seen on screen for years. They've kind of perfected the Mark Ruffalo Hulk look, so I do understand that. He's been around for years, but you would think that She-Hulk wouldn't be that difficult to do. They've already mastered the male Hulk CGI, but with She-Hulk, she just looks terrible. CGI is trending because of the She-Hulk trailer. We went from Thanos level CGI to this, and that's something that I don't understand. We went from having characters like Hulk and Thanos to characters like She-Hulk that just look abysmal. You would think it would be the other way around. Years ago, we would have gotten a show that looked like She-Hulk, and now we'd be getting the Thanos level content that's extremely detailed and looks really good, especially because we've heard that they've shoved a ton of money into the She-Hulk series, but I don't see where that money's going. It says, according to someone who worked on the VFX for Infinity War and Moon Knight, Marvel demanded that the She-Hulk CGI be made smaller against the advice of the artists who compared the design to the ugly Sonic design. You know what? It could very well be possible that Kevin Feige had the She-Hulk VFX look so bad just to increase the hype, which is something that is thought the team behind the first design of Sonic the Hedgehog may have done for marketing purposes. And we saw what happened with Sonic. People were furious after seeing the initial trailer and seeing that initial first look. They decided to delay the movie by a couple of weeks so that they could work on the design. Then they released the new design and everybody loved it, and the Sonic movies have done extremely well, and that could be something they decided to do with She-Hulk. But the problem is that Marvel is already hanging by a thread with consumers. A lot of people do not like Marvel anymore, even if they did years ago. Marvel doesn't have a lot of goodwill right now with their consumers, so I don't know if it's going to work out the way they hope it's going to work out. I truly do hope that they look at this She-Hulk controversy, they decide to fix the way that the CGI looks, they put a bit extra time into it. I think that's really the only way that this show could be successful, is if they make her look much better. But again, they'd probably have to delay the show, and I don't know if they really want to do that. But if we go on over to the official YouTube trailer, it is still on trending number 41 on trending. But if we look at the likes to dislikes, it does have more likes, but there are a lot of dislikes here. It is at 724,000 likes to 366,000 dislikes. And just scrolling down, looking at the comments, there is some positivity here. Some people saying, I'm still excited, even if the CGI looks like trash. But the top comment is Shrek 5 looks good. Princess Fiona has never looked more realistic. I mean, a lot of people are comparing it to Shrek and roasting the way that it looks. If they had taken a female bodybuilder and painted her green, it would have looked more convincing than the CGI. Other than that, I'm looking forward to this. My problem is that when the main character looks like trash, it's very distracting and it takes away from the experience. It's not like it's a side character that looks a little bit iffy. I mean, we are talking about the main character here. She's going to have the most screen time. If she looks bad, it ruins the whole experience. I'm so happy to see the live-action version of Princess Fiona. Disappointed they left out Shrek, but Hulk is a good compromise. And of course, I did reference this article a couple of days ago from Bounding Into Comics, but it says fans slam Disney Plus trailer for She-Hulk Attorney at Law. If we scroll on down, people are just again commenting on social media, saying things like, okay, why does the CGI for Bruce look good as usual, but hers looks unfinished? Marvel, I'm begging you to give VFX artists enough time to do their jobs. And we don't know how long they were given on this project, but it does seem like they were rushed. They were told, hey, do the best job you can in a certain amount of time, and they couldn't do everything that they wanted. This looks like a PS4 cutscene. It's her ripping the door off of the container. This CGI is something. It just looks like they put a green filter over her entire body. It just looks so bad. And again, the green hair, I understand that this is a small detail, okay, but this wig is just, it's awful. I mean, the wave in her hair is bigger than her forehead. It makes her face look way too tall. The hair color just doesn't fit right. It just overall looks like a pile of green puke. Just doesn't look appealing. Now, this wasn't a show that I was ever looking forward to, but I will give it a chance and watch it when it eventually releases so that I can review it for you all and so I can talk about it. But right now, it's looking like a disaster, and Marvel fans are not happy with the way that She-Hulk looks. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.